little nugget out of what they hear today. I'll introduce myself real quick and then we'll go around. My name is Craig Somerville. I am in the greater Milwaukee area, just outside of Milwaukee a bit, in Wisconsin. I've been with EXP for since 2019, been in real estate since 2006. With my wife, we are in business together, both real estate agents, and just enjoying it. I'm going to go around and let everybody introduce themselves. We'll get a little bit of how long you're in the business, how long with EXP, what markets you service, and out of curiosity, I'll love to hear what everybody's average sale price is in your marketplace or that you deal with, and then anything else you want to add. So we're going to start with Aaron Taylor, if you would take it away.
All right. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Good to have you here. Look forward to seeing everybody in our hometown here in Las Vegas next week. Really excited about that. Love when it's in Las Vegas. It's easy for me to get there. I don't have to fight the traffic or anything. It's awesome. Been with EXP. It'll be 3 years in December. Have a great team here. Started in real estate in 1994. Do about $120 million in business, and a very productive team here in Las Vegas. And looking forward to sharing everything that we do here with the agents that are in this ICON event. And by the way, I love being here because Greg and the rest of you guys, I just love hearing what you do as well. So guys, take your notes down like I do, because there's a lot of valuable information that these great agents are going to give us all today.
Excellent. Thank you, Aaron. Good stuff. All right. So we're going to move right over to Richard. And Richard, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Richard Reyes. Been in the business for 12 years. Started as a real estate appraiser right before the subprime market crash in 08, 09. I tried the team thing, I tried the solo thing, and gradually we're going back into the team mode. This year, we have a small Navy SEAL team. We'll close just over 100 units, 62 million in volume, 1.2 million in gross closed commission. Goal for next year is 240 units, 144 million, 2.88 million gross closed commission. I'm based out of Southern California, about 6 miles east of downtown Los Angeles. And I'm super excited to be here, mastermind and pick up as many nuggets as I can to implement in my own business.
Thank you very much, Richard. All right. So let's move on to Grace.
Hey guys, I am Grace Orban, and my husband Rich is not with us. He is out with a client at the moment. So it's just me today. We are a husband and wife team, and we are in the Northeast Georgia area, closer to Athens. Go Dogs. I have been in the business since 1999. My husband's been in the business since 2008. We are not in the big numbers like Aaron and Richard. We currently are at the 15 million mark, and and growing each year, which is a blessing. We are all complete residential units, and we are growing our team as we speak, and I think that's about it.
All right, very good. Thank you very much, Grace. Did Zeus catch up to us at all? All right, very good. Then what I will do now is I'm just going to ask the panels a variety of questions, and I'll just go right down the line for now. And just elaborate as much as you would like, and let's share with the people some great information from our icons. Okay. Well, it's the time of year where a lot of people are doing their business planning. So I'll start down here with Aaron. Business planning, what's that look like for you? Do you plan on a normal calendar year? Do you plan on your EXP anniversary year? How do you, what does that look like for you?
So yeah, we plan on a normal calendar year. We have meetings with my team every Wednesday for 2 hours. So we're always very connected and plugged into what everybody's doing and what's going on. Everybody knows our goals and what we're trying to achieve. as we set everything up. November and December is really huge for us because it kind of sets the tone for the first quarter of next year. We're really big into client parties and acquiring people to our database, doing community services and tons of things for our business. But November and December, while most agents, which is great for us, are going to Christmas parties and not really being too active, we are really busy, active, not just in business, but it's the busiest time of year for us. And just to give you an example, what I've been doing for 25, 30 years, and I still do it to this day, is all the people that refer business to us, and we have 157 of them in our database. Those are people that just refer us constantly, that I've known them forever. There are A-plus people. Starting December 1st, I go out and deliver Christmas gifts to every single one of them. So that's all I do in December. Sometimes I get to 4 people, sometimes I get to 10. And I'm always scrambling at the end because every time I go to someone's house, they're offering me a cocktail, a drink, and it's kind of rough, but it's really a good time. And I always end the conversation with asking them to make sure that we're still at top of their list. They're still going to refer us business, and we're still the real estate professional that they would use. So Christmas is very big for us. And without getting into numbers, we pretty much have our numbers ready for next year and what we're going to attain. And we're really pushing ourselves this year too. I mean, we have this saying that uncomfortable becomes comfortable with practice and action. And this year we're really setting some different goals and systems in place for next year that's really going to push us to achieve a higher volume.
That is excellent. Thank you very much. And so you're going around to, it sounded like at 157, and these are your top people that refer you regularly?
Yeah, so over the course of the years, when someone refers us, we do probably what most people do. We'll give them a note, maybe a dinner for 4 or something like that. We reach out to them. We're really big into communication. We have a concierge on our staff. And they don't expect to see me, but they're used to it now because every Christmas I'll knock on the door, except for COVID I didn't, but I'll knock on the door and hand them a little $10 box of chocolates or something that we create and say hi to them and just have a conversation and thank them for their business throughout the year, wish them Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And that really goes a long way. And I've been doing that every year forever.
That's great. I love that. I love that personal touch and actually going to them and talking to them. That is fantastic. Richard, why don't you tell us about your business planning, what that looks like for you?
Yeah, so I left Keller Williams in November of 2019. This February will be my 3rd year, 3 years complete with EXP. I still implement the 411. And as we're finishing the year off, as I quoted the numbers previously, we're looking to make a huge quantum leap, and by doing so, we understand that part of my responsibility as a visionary is to make sure all of our team members are enrolled in what we're looking to do for this upcoming year, but more importantly, expanding by bringing on an additional 10 solid agents that fit our culture. We've already provided the weekly training. We have a Mike Ferry coach as well. But we're gonna scale this and bring on more auxiliary services to help us. We're working towards having appointments booked for our agents so that they don't have to get on the phone and chase these buyers or sellers. We're going to have a company that's going to work on converting the leads into appointments so that our agents spend their time on appointments as opposed to being on the phones.
Gotcha. So you're going to be using an inside sales agent, but not inside. You're contracting that out.
Correct.
All right. Very good. And that's new to you?
Very new to me. Yeah. Okay. I'm reading this book called Traction by Gino Wickman, and it talks about having an entrepreneurial operating system. We use Follow Boss, which is our contact management system. Everything, referrals, we're partners with Zillow, City. Any lead that goes into Follow Boss, that's basically the heart of our business. So that's where all the leads funnel into, and then like I said, we're bringing on an ISA to work on converting these into appointments.
Excellent. All right, Grace, what does business planning look like for you?
Yeah, so it's super important. It definitely lays the land, the foundation for the future of the year. Rich and I do tend to do this on a regular basis, just to tweak the business as we move and grow in our, in what we're doing and what works and what doesn't. But we, of course, always do the yearly plan, and we do that in December. We're actually starting it early this year. We're doing it now because we are implementing different things. I will piggyback to what Aaron said about the, setting the stage for with our previous clients. We do it a little differently. We go to our previous clients and we either have a holiday gathering, which, with the condition of things, it's not always the best way to go with people's concerns of, large spaces. But so what we're going to do is go back to Pinot and Pie and do our Popeyes this holiday with a bottle of wine and a pie. And just to have that face-to-face contact, because we've always seen that to be a good thing. People are super happy to see us, which we love, and it does just kind of bring us back to top of mind, even though we do a lot of connecting with our previous clients in our sphere. Throughout the year, just that personal touch is so very important. But so going to, when do we plan? We definitely plan at the beginning of the year, but we also do it at our EXP, anniversary, because, how did we fare from one year to the next? It's important to stay on top of that stuff.
Sure. Yeah. It's interesting, here at EXP, how we have our anniversary dates and so much hinges on that. And so I was very curious how different people do that. I'm fortunate enough that my anniversary date is January 1, so it's all the same to me. All right. Well, that's fantastic. And I love that idea. Pinot and Pie. That's a good one. All right, I'm going to go down the line again and ask a question about trends. Any trends that each of you are seeing that in the industry, what the next year looks like? Are you seeing anything out there that's making you do anything different, think any different, any of those things? I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to start with Grace.
Say that. Do you want me to respond with what works, what doesn't?
Well, with any trends that you're seeing in your marketplace, anything that you see changing, if there's any adjustments that you're making for those trends? Yeah. Well, we're actually seeing a little bit of a quiet things to kind of calm down a little bit. We're not getting the aggressive offers as we have been. or showings. So things are sitting on the market just a tad more, not weeks more, but tad more. And as a matter of fact, I've been hearing more home sale contingency offers where they were, definitely the dinosaur in the last 9 months. All of a sudden, there seemed to be trickling back in again. So definitely some different pictures, tapestry. I don't know how long it's going to remain this way. I have a feeling it'll kick back in again after the holidays, but definitely saw some different trends on that, on that topic. On a different topic, design, trends are changing. We're being in the Northeast Georgia area, farmhouse style was all the rage for, a couple of years now.
And now that's starting to pull back, and people are definitely more into the mid-century modern design. So that's where I'm seeing some of the trends in that top.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I would agree with you. Our market's very similar as far as the slowdown. Of course, being up north here, we always go through that as it gets cooler out. But in the last couple of years, we haven't that much, and now this year we are again. We're seeing it seems to be pulling back just a little bit, as you mentioned, for your marketplace. Richard, how about for you guys? Are you seeing any trends out there?
Everything's pretty consistent. We had our first price reduction a couple of weeks ago. Went into escrow. I do have one that's been sitting on the market for 26 days, and on average, homes in that area get an offer within 2 weeks. But yeah, you're starting to see just a little bit of a softening. I don't think it's going to be anything major. I know that this big ordeal or this news that Zillow is selling off properties because they overpaid. I think they're unloading in Houston and Phoenix. We're not seeing that too much in California. Zillow does own quite a bit of real estate here in California, but I'm not seeing the hits that they're taking as big as they are in Houston and Phoenix. But ultimately, I was always, by my mentors, they say, hey, it doesn't matter what happens in the market. I mean, it's all going to come down to your willingness to go out there and service whatever needs there are out in the real estate industry.
Yep. Very good. Very good. Okay. Let's move on to Aaron.
Yeah, probably all the same that the other icons have said. We see our average days on market from 3 or 4 months ago being 3 days to now 36 days on market. However, inventory hasn't increased all that much, but there is just definitely an adjustment going on. But what I see more in our industry, and maybe this is probably not what you're expecting to hear, but what I'm doing, and I want to help the other icon agents, or if the agents in the audience right now are close to be an icon or wanting to start a team, I'm seeing a trend within EXP. So here in Las Vegas, we have over 1,100 agents, and we have a lot of, I call them EXP orphans, and they're agents that are in town that were signed up by agents that are from other states and cities, which is fantastic. But what happens is a lot of them aren't getting the support that they need, and they're kind of lost. That's why we call them EXP orphans. And, the broker can only do so much, right? But the broker's not going to show them how to make phone calls and give them scripts and weekly and daily training. And so what we're starting here this week is we're actually, for the first time, are going to add on agents that are with EXP on our personal team, whether they're a junior partner or not. We're going to still add them on and help them in the business. So it's going to do two things for us. It's going to help our team and make it stronger, but we're actually helping the company as well, because we're showing EXP agents how to conduct business professional, do more transactions. And so there's a huge opportunity for agents in different cities and states if you start maybe grouping up with other EXP agents that are kind of just wondering, hey, where do I get some help at? So I've noticed that trend. I don't know if the other icons have seen that as well, but I've noticed that here in our city.
Yeah, that's excellent. I know that we've got the same thing happening here. We have some agents that have actually got have some space, actual office space, and offering it for anybody that out there, any of the other agents in the area, to stop in at any time. And that's really nice to see, because that is I think that is something that's inherent in this model, is we do have situations like that where people aren't sure where to turn, and that's good that you're doing that. And I don't know if any of the other icons are seeing any of that same kind of thing happening in your market.
Yeah, I'm actually headed to Vegas for EXPCon, and I'm going to meet up with Brent Gove in person. I'm going to ask him if there is a way for us. I think Aaron hit the nail on the head. There are a lot of EXP orphans out there that really don't have any direction, and I think that's a great idea to see if not the company ultimately will be it's going to help the company out, it's going to help the agent out, it's going to help us out as a team. But I'm going to meet Brent up next week and ask him if he has a list or someone that we can, reach out to in order to get some sort of data so that we can call these agents individually, see if there's any interest in helping one another.
I like that.
I think that's a great idea. Personally, I think Aaron's got a really good heart, and if there's anybody that's perfect to do it, that's absolutely him. I do feel that's I like the name. I like the name, but I don't like the name. That there is such an entity out there, but I have seen it happen, and I've seen people get very disappointed in the situation when I guess they've been, brought into EXP, and then they kind of feel a little left behind. So I think that's awesome, and I love the idea. I would love to add those people to my team here in Georgia for sure.
Yeah, I think doing this kind of thing would go a long way to agent retention. Because I know that we've seen it in our marketplace where agents have come into EXP and then have left, citing those very things, that they aren't feeling like there's enough local support. So that is something that we definitely need to shore up and work on. All right, I'm going to move right along here, and one thing that I'm always interested in, and I think, and we hear this question a lot, and that is a person's daily routine to set up their day. What kind of routine do you go through? Do you have a daily routine that you stick to every day, and what does that look like? Richard, I'll start with you.
Thank you. I think something that's changed over the course of the last 60 days is I've been taking more of a team leader approach. I'm very consistent in everything that I do, from eating the same food, drinking the same beer, to waking up at the same time, to going to sleep at the same time. I think keeping very consistent is key, and understanding that this is a marathon, not a sprint. And when I say taking a team leader approach, I'm not so much in production anymore, other than servicing my clients. I probably service maybe 1 or 2 clients a month just to kind of keep sharp. But mostly just starting to look at the team kind of take control, and signing a couple of mentors to help the newer agents. That's kind of what I'm doing right now.
All right, very good. And I'm imagining we're going to hear that a lot, the word consistency, because definitely something that I find to be extremely important. Let's move on over to Aaron. Aaron, how about your daily routine?
Yeah, was that Richard who was speaking?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, Richard did hit the nail on the head in that aspect too, because consistency is key with everything we do. Even if you're doing some things, being consistent is going to show whether it's good or bad, or how effective it's working. But you got to make sure you do it every single day to see the result. And what I've been always consistent in 27 years is I make 5 contacts every single day. I don't even have to put the time aside. It's when I'm in my car and I got my Bluetooth on, there are those 157 people that I call on a daily and meet with and hang out with and go to dinner with, and I don't have a start time and an end time as far as my real estate career. It's just I'm the real estate guy here in Las Vegas, and it's just my life. And if I'm consistent with anything, is making those phone calls. And then when we do implement systems within our business structure, we're very consistent in following through with those as well. Even to the point, and here's one more thing that I've been very consistent, and anybody on my team has to know this. I've been a big Brian Buffini guy forever, and even though I'm still with Brian Buffini. I'm not too involved with him too much anymore, but he had this mayor campaign that we used years ago, and that's if you were to buy or sell a house or had a friend or a family member that was, are we the agent you would use or refer business to? Are we still the agent you would use? There's a couple ways of wording it. Or do you have an agent you would use? Everybody knows that one of our scripts is that script. We know it by heart. We say it on a daily. It's part of our contact calls. It's what we start off with when we make our calls. Our entire team always goes business first, personal second when they make phone calls, because we got to get to the point of respect people's time. We always ask that question to every single person we talk to. And that really has helped us acquire people in our CRM, because let's face it, our business, no matter what we're doing, real estate, insurance, doing seminars, it's all about acquiring people. And whether the market turns, stays strong, goes left, right, upside down, if you have people, they respect you, and you're the go-to person, you're always going to be successful in your field. So that's kind of what we've been really consistent with.
Very good. Very good. Let's go over to Grace.
Sure. So I was never a fan of being, as I thought and viewed it as being restricted or to time blocking, time management. But Rich and I talked about this recently in here, that we took part of a program called 75 Hard, which is a mental, physical program. And that has taught me to really time block and be really consistent with it. It actually provides me the ability to have freedom so I had to change that mindset and see it in a different light. And it really did change things for me. But prior to that, I definitely did things, but I just kept it in my mind. I didn't actually write it down. And so what got missed was me. I would definitely have my spiritual time with God, and then I would really focus on my clients more all the time. And so I was too top heavy on work and not enough about the balance of being a healthy individual overall. So now I fit everything into my day, including myself. And to be honest with you, it has really benefited business a lot, because I'm able to be more engaging with my clients and being more effective in the transaction.
Excellent. Very good. Yeah. And again, I think I want to emphasize what we heard from everybody in the panel, and that is consistency. So you find what's working for you, and just stay consistent at it. All right, let's talk a little bit about tracking your business. If there's any tools that each of you use, what you track, how often you review what you track, if you could share that with the audience. And Aaron, I'm going to start with you on this one.
So, my business is a lot different than it was when I first started, of course, but we have one phone number that we advertise, that we use. And agents, I really suggest that when you make $10, you got to spend $3 on advertising, whether it's your database, your sphere of influence, radio, TV, social media. You got to put that money aside, along with the IRS. Don't forget that one too, because that will come up and bite you in the ass. But so we have a phone number that we use, the whole team. And every call that comes in, everybody knows who gets the privilege of answering that phone. We ask where they heard us from. And when we take a listing, and I have 3 listing agents, and when we have a buyer, we have a form that goes with the contract that we hand our buyer's transaction coordinator, our listing coordinator, and on that form ask where do they hear from us. And we try to get as detailed as possible. And then my marketing director takes all those forms and puts them in a spreadsheet and gives me a graph and lets me know what money we spent, what's given us the best return. And you guys could probably all put in the chat box right now, without even me telling you, what gives you the best return. and where we get most of our business from. But that doesn't mean we still don't spend money on other, avenues and other areas like baseball and hockey and, just stuff like that to make our brand more popular. But that's how we track it. We're pretty diligent about tracking that. We have to, because we got to know where our money's going.
Yeah, where you're spending it, and if you need to make adjustments. And how often do you look at that?
I look at it monthly. Every month I get a report on where the clients came from, what was our gross volume, detailed report on where the money was spent from, signs, payroll, transactions. I mean, my bookkeeper gives it to me monthly. You got to keep on top of it, because when there's a change in the market, you got to see it before it comes, and you have to adjust.
Very good. Yeah, you got to be able to make those adjustments quickly. All right, Richard, how about you?
We're currently using SISU, SISU. It's an accountability tracker, and there you'll find all the the contracts under escrows under contract, closed volume for the year, what you're pacing to close for the year, and each member on our team has their own user account, so they're supposed to, at the end of the day, update their numbers as far as how many appointments they set, how many people they met with, how many escrows are open, that kind of thing. And then as far as profit and loss, I have a bookkeeper that handles my books, and I look at it on a monthly basis.
Okay, so you're looking at those numbers on a monthly basis. Good. All right, Grace.
Yes, absolutely. Just like Aaron, we definitely track where our business comes from. That is one of the first questions we ask people. From there, we do put it into a spreadsheet for exactly where something originated, and that helps us with our business planning, like we spoke about from the beginning. What marketing works, what doesn't. And also what even though, if I'm using a system for some time, meaning a lead generation system, even if somebody comes to me from, from a referral from that lead gen, meaning, I sold this person originally from the lead gen, but then she or he is referring us off to somebody else. Truly and honestly, that original, pebble in the lake, so to speak, was the lead gen. So I have to really contribute it to that, and that's how. So we definitely look at that on a regular basis. And so Rich is the one that is more of the bookkeeper on that, but we also have a marketing team that also helps us with that.
Very good. And so going back on hitting back on what you had just mentioned there. So do you only attribute that second generation client to the original lead gen, or do you track both?
So of course I acknowledge that it's coming from whoever referred, so it is a referral, but the original person, or the person that made that referral, originally came from a lead gen. If they came from a lead gen, so truly and honestly, I see it as a second generation offshoot of that lead generation that produced the money that I'm making.
Very good. All right. Excellent. Let's talk a little bit about lead gen. That's a good segue. So I'm interested in what everybody's most effective lead generation is, what the tool is, what the process is, where do you get the most bang for your buck? And I'll go ahead and start with you, Grace.
Sure, thanks. So we were using Sync, Commission Sync, for a long time, and what we felt was not working was there was not enough branding available with that. So we actually went over to their sister company, which is Real Geeks, where we were able to create our own website and customize it a little bit better. So that's what we currently are working with. So they are Google ads. We do run, like Aaron says, a lot of marketing around town and in different locations. But and then also do stuff on social media just to make people aware of new listings, what we put under contract, what we sold. But the money goes into Real Geeks mainly to produce online buyers, and it's successful. As a result of that, we also have a Google presence with our website, and we have been fortunate enough to start seeing returns on that. People are calling us directly simply because of our Google presence.
Okay, excellent. And to get clear on how you get the leads into Real Geek, you're doing Google advertising or paid
Yes.
words?
Yes,
AdWords?
Google ads.
Okay. Okay, excellent. And what is, if you don't mind me asking, if you want to share that, don't want to share, that's fine. What is your spend per month on that?
Well, that we do have some partners for that, so I don't know what the true amount is. I've had to, and I do. That is something that I put. I change it up because I'm capable of doing that with the individual that I'm working with that creates our ads. And, so I say, so we do work on that on a regular basis with this is working, that's not working, let's change this, let's change that. So that does sometimes alter the amount that we go, that we spend month to month. Do we want more seller leads? Are the seller leads working? If not, do we need to put more money back into buyer leads? Or do we want to tweak it to new construction? Those are different types of ads that we do. And because I have that flexibility with Real Geeks and with the individual that's creating my ads, we do play around with it quite a bit.
All right. Thank you. Richard, how about you? What kind of lead, most effective lead generation tool and process?
So May of this year, Zillow reached out to us and asked if we would be interested in a partnership, which is the Zillow Flex program. We officially launched July 28th. I think we have 9 closing pending from this program. But we'll have a variety. We'll have them through past clients. We're also using YLOPO, lender referrals, Sphere, some cold calling. Yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty much it. Open houses. I mean, everything. I think pretty much everything anyone else has at their disposal, minus the Zillow Flex program.
Gotcha. So a wide range of things, which is important to do, to have all those different pillars of businesses, if you will. Great. All right. And Aaron.
So it's amazing the money we spend on TV and radio and social media, when pushing 70% our business comes by referral. It's from making our contact calls every single day. The agents on my team are required to make 5 contacts every single day with the people in our database, and then they're required also to add people to the database. But we're really good at asking people for business. If you don't ask for business in real estate, the phone just doesn't ring. People aren't just going to give you people. I remember years back, I went to dinner with this friend of mine, and he was telling me that his nephew bought a house and they used another agent. I looked at him, I go, "What's wrong with you? What do you mean you used another agent?" He goes, "Well, Aaron, you're too busy. You guys are too big. You don't need that." And I almost fell off my chair. So it's important that when you do reach out to your database and do videos and make phone calls that you let them know that you need the business, that you want the business, that you're going to take care of them. Let them know how your team is structured and that you're going to take care of them. Now it seems like when we do radio and TV and other sources, and a lot of business comes from that, it's more the perception to our database that we're larger than we are, if that makes any sense at all. I think, they hear you on the radio like, oh my God, you're the best agent in Nevada. But it's all our CRM system. We use KV Core, of course. Now we used to use Sync, but we went back to KV Core, and that was challenging, but we did it. And but it's all most of it's all our database and referrals.
All right, excellent. All right, we've got about 12 more minutes, it looks like here, so I'm going to open this up a bit before I have to everybody in the audience. And just in the chat box there, go ahead if anybody has a question for whether it's the whole panel or anybody individually, just go ahead and type there in the chat box.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I hear people talking about teams, and I'm an individual agent. I don't think I'm an orphan because I have some business that are pending and offers and whatnot. But how does that benefit you guys, and how does that benefit the agent like myself?
So you're talking about the efforts being made for orphans, if you will. Do I understand the question properly?
Yeah, basically. Richard was talking about his team, and I was wondering how that would be advantageous to the team. How does that work? And as well as advantageous to myself, say.
Well, I mean, if I can answer here,
Yep.
I mean, I'm part of the team. I think depending on what your level of experience in real estate, I've been doing this for over 12, 13 years. I've sold quite a bit of real estate. And if I don't know what your level of experience is in real estate, but if you have an agent that just got their license, in my opinion, they need a heck of a lot more touches. They need to be in the ball game in order to to really grow. I think the advantage of being part of a team is that people join teams for various reasons. Maybe they don't want to be caught up in the paperwork. Maybe they don't want the front load of what it costs to run a team. I think right now I looked at our monthly spend. We're spending anywhere from $16,000 to $18,000 just to run the team. So people join teams for various reasons. I think the benefit for us is that we can scale massively. And me as the owner, I think that until we get more agents to join us, it doesn't make too much sense if you only have 10 agents. But if you have 20 or 30 agents and you're getting an override off of each agent, then it makes sense. Because front loading everything, spending anywhere from $16,000 to $18,000 a month, whether a deal gets done or not, that can be a scary place to be, especially when you have maybe one or two deals on the board.
And let me chime in, Richard, about what I really call an EXP orphan, because I know it's probably not the best term to use. I might have to come up with another one. But what it is, it's a let's say an agent, there's a lot of agents that have 1,000, 1,500, 10,000 agents underneath them. They don't even know who they are, which is fine. And hats off to them. I wish I was that guy, right? But what happens is when you sign up agents in other states, EXP is paying you a revenue share based on introducing them to the company and signing them up. Really, that's about it. But here in Vegas, we take it to the next level. I feel a certain responsibility, whether they're here or California or wherever they're at, to help them with their real estate business. Now, I know we have mentorship programs in place, which are fantastic. But as a new agent, you guys all could agree, you need handholding. There's a lot you need. So forget about the revenue share. If I was just building my team, I would take agents that were within my company when I own my company, or no matter what company, realty executives, whoever I was with, my agents are all on a 50-50. But they get handholding, and they get accountability. They get our team culture on how we help people, help clients, and help the community. and they learn the business. They learn the real estate business for life. Even though I've done this 27 years, I have a house in Hawaii, and my daughter, goes to school there. And I always tell people, if I was to move to Hawaii, I would probably look for the top 3 teams and interview and join the team and not care if I was on a 50-50, because I don't know the terrain there in Hawaii. I don't know their culture. I don't know. I'm not plugged into what they do, at least for the first year, to learn the business. So any of you agents out there that are, struggling, you're doing one every 3 months, it's overwhelming because this business is overwhelming. Go find yourself a team, and don't worry about really the commission splits, and learn how to do the business correctly, at least for a year. So that's what I was talking about with the EXP orphan thing.
Thank you. Very helpful.
Yes, thank you very much. That is fantastic. Let's see, a lot of people are chiming in on the orphan idea and think that's that what you're doing there is fantastic, and I can see a number of people wanted to get in on that.
I also put some scripts in the chat box. If you see, it really will be helpful for agents. So we have some scripts. The mayor campaign's in there. Someone asked for it, but we also have 5 steps that all my agents have to know by heart to answer a phone, and then a 15 seconds of fame that's super important. If you guys look at those and learn some of those, it will really help you going forward.
Thank you very much, Aaron, for sharing that.
That out. Thank you, Aaron.
Let's see. Any okay, I've got one last question, then I'm going to go down the line. We got about 6 minutes here. And what I want to ask is, for each of you, your single best piece of advice that you would give for those listening that are looking to ICON. And I'll start with Grace.
You say looking to ICON?
Those that want to achieve the level of success that it takes to ICON, that are here to learn, what would you give them as the single best piece of advice?
So I would say, like Aaron said, learn the business, learn how to do it right. Don't be worried so much about image, meaning, oh, look at how much I did, more as focus on taking care of the client, and that will take care of you. The more you learn about the business, the more confident you're going to become, and that will rub off to the public and previous clients, and that will make a huge difference in the return that you receive.
Very good. Yeah, focus on the clients. I can't put much more emphasis on that. Richard, what would your best piece of advice be?
I would say constantly keep learning and read as much as you can. Just keep consistent, and again, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Just have confidence that you're the best man for the job or woman, and going.
Thank you. Is there anything, any particular book that you would recommend for reading?
Oh gosh, I have several. Right now, this morning, I was listening to Traction by Gino Wickman. The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz is pretty good. Be Our Guest. It's a authored by the Disney Institute. It talks about customer service and taking care of the clients. Matthew McConaughey came out with a book recently called Green Lights, and he said the book that he read that changed his life was The Greatest Salesman in the World by O.G. Mandino, I think. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, those are all fantastic books. And Matthew McConaughey's book also is a very good read for anybody that is interested in that one. My wife and I listened to him read that to us, so it was fantastic. Aaron, how about you? What piece of advice would you give?
Well, Grace hit the nail on the head. I mean, you could drop the mic after that. We have a saying in our office, and it's knowledge and confidence is the best close. You, you know, you don't have to say much. You don't have to do many videos or many posts, but people know if you're knowledgeable in this business, they will gravitate towards you. When you open your mouth, if you know exactly what you're talking about, if you're dialed into what's going on in your market, if you can actually like do a net sheet in front of a client and know exactly what's on the net sheet, you know, half of escrow, title insurance, transfer tax, HOA resale package, HOA demand, 6% commission, transaction fee, boom. I mean, if you just know your shit like the back of your hand, people will gravitate towards you, and then you're going to be extremely confident. And then when you're confident, you could stand up in a room and teach it. So, you know, be careful on doing these, especially the women. I see them, you know, they're always doing videos and open houses, and there's not much content to it. You guys, people don't want to just see houses and videos, and they want to know that you're smart. They want to know that you're a professional. They want to know that, hey, if I'm going to entrust you with the biggest deal of my life, that you know what the hell you're doing. So learn the business, know it like nobody else. Matter of fact, know the business to teach it. Once you get to that level, man, people will just, you'll be surprised what happens in your business.
Well, that's fantastic, Aaron. Yeah. How can we emphasize that more? You know, this job that we have has the ability to pay us extremely well, and we should know it. And too often you come across people that don't spend the time to understand their markets, to understand this business. And you know, need to put in the time. And if you do speak confidently, people will listen. All right. Well, I believe we have reached our close here today. I want to thank this fine panel today. And I really appreciate all of you being here and helping all these everybody in the audience, and hopefully everybody in the audience got some great takeaways. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you in Vegas.
Thanks, Icons. You guys are awesome.
Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend.
See you in Vegas next week. If you guys are in Vegas next week, grab me and say, "What's up, Aaron?" We'll go have a shot together, or so roll some dice. Make sure you find me.
Hi, Aaron and Richard. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Carrie with the NPS team here at EXP, and I just wanted to thank you so much for both discussing